Fromsoftware, a well-known Japanese developer behind games like Dark Souls and Demon Souls. They have an upcoming game on January next year called Elden Ring. And if there is one thing known for the Japanese developers' games, it's difficult, hardcore, with a very punishing environment. However, it seems like the Japanese developer has an ace up their sleeve, a possible solution for the difficulty problem. And about that subject, Fromsoftware built a reputation around the idea that their games contain a very difficult enemies and difficult bosses that requires the player to fall in order to learn. Thus, Prepare to Die was associated with every Fromsoftware release. Some players defend the difficulty, seeing it as a very important aspect of the game. Others see it's unnecessary, and players should have the ability to change the difficulty in order to enjoy the game's experience. Accessibility in video games is more important now more than ever. In games like The Last of Us Part 2, accessibility was praised for the amount of options that it has, even winning the first Innovation in Accessibility award in the Game Award. And yes, there is such a thing. However, difficulty is part of Fromsoftware games' identity, so making the game easier is not exactly the correct way to solve the problem. And Elden Ring is aiming to give the players more freedoms, even more than its predecessors. And the game's open world design combined with the new gameplay features provide a genius way to solve the problem. In an interview with Hidetaka Miyazaki, Elden Ring's director, with Famitsu Sheds, he explained how the game will be accessible for more players in the same time not compromising the difficult nature of their games. In it, Miyazaki told Famitsu that the game will have fewer bosses required to complete the game, and that means the progress in the game will not be compromised by many difficult bosses required to beat. And the new upcoming game will have 6 major different areas that could be explored in any order. And it looks like the bosses had to be sought out, which means a player that finds a difficult time to beat bosses, he could just simply ignore them and complete the game. However, the bosses that require to beat the game will probably be difficult, but the game will provide solutions for that as well. Just like their old games when players had the ability to summon NPCs and other players in a boss fight, the same system comes back in the form of spirits. Miyazaki explained it as an item to be equipped and even upgraded like armor and weapons. And players will be able to collect spirits of defeated enemies to summon them in a specific location. However, we still don't know a lot about the game, so we have to wait until the release. But if there is one thing we know, Fromsoftware games are tough but fair. And I think it's a very genius way to attract even more players. And that means Elden Ring's multiplayer will be thick. Hey, you made it this far. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a sub to hear even more. And at the end, stay classy, San Diego.